Hello guys, it's Football World here with another video. This video is special because we're going to be looking at the history of Manchester United. So if you're new around here, subscribe to our channel. We also post transfer news and football news on this channel. And if you're going to enjoy this video, smash that like button. And also don't forget to turn on your post notification bell so you'll never miss a video. So now, let's get into this video. If you don't know about Manchester United, for whatever reason, they're a professional football club that are in the Premier League. The club was founded in the year 1878. Manchester United have won more trophies than any other club in English football, with a record 20 league titles, 12 FA Cups, 5 League Cups, and 21 Community Shields. They're also the first team in the history of English football to achieve the Continental European treble. So now let's start. Early years, 1878 to 1945. When Manchester United was formed, they were not called Manchester United, but they were called Newton Heath, Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway, 1878. Newton Heath LR stands for. The team initially played the games against other departments and railway companies, but on 20th November 1880, they played their first recorded match, losing to Bolton Wanderers reserve team 6-0. Newton Heath joined the newly formed Football Alliance, which ran for 3 seasons before being merged with the Football League. In the starting of the 1892-93 season, they became independent of the LYR and dropped it from the name, and they became just Newton Heath. That happened in the year 1892. So now, let's continue. After 2 seasons, they got relegated to the second division, and in January 1902, Newton Heath were in debt of around £2,670, which is £290,000 in 2020. But 4 local businessmen, each willing to invest £500 in return for a direct interest in running the club, who subsequently changed the name, and on the 24th April 1902, Manchester United was officially born. Under Ernest Magna, who became the manager in 1903, secured promotion to the first division in 1906 and won the league title in 1908, which was the first league title. The following season, they won the Community Shield, which was then called the Charity Shield, and the FA Cup. Man U won the league title in 1911. After that, Manchester United became a yo-yo club after getting relegated in the 1922, 3 years after resumption of football following the First World War, then got promoted in 1925, then also got relegated again in 1931, and achieving its all-time lowest position of 20th in the second division in 1934. So in between 1878 and 1893, Manchester United, which was then called Newton Heath, initially played on North Road, but got evicted from North Road by its owners. That was Manchester United's first ever stadium. Between 1893 and 1910, they moved to Bank Street. In June 1893, Manchester United, which was known as Newton Heath, was evicted from North Road, and Manchester Deans and Canons, who thought it was inappropriate for the club to charge an entry fee to the ground. So the secretary procured the use of Bank Street ground in Clayton. It initially had no stands, but that's when they were leaving the stadium. It was approximately able to carry 50,000 spectators. Old Trafford, 1910 to present. Following Manchester United's first league title in 1908 and FA Cup a year later, it was decided Bank Street was too restrictive for Davies' ambition. Davies was the club's president, and after they bought the land for 60,000 in 1909. The original plan for Old Trafford was a capacity of 100,000, but because of budget, it was only 77,000 capacity, which is massive. Bombing in the Second World War destroyed much of the stadium, so while reconstruction was taking place, they played its home games at Manchester City's Main Road. When they got Old Trafford back, it wasn't at the 77,000 capacity. In 1999, it was said that it was around 44,000 capacity. In 1995, it became approximately 55,000. At the end of the 1998-99 season, the treble winning season, it was 67,000 capacity. July 2005 and May 2006 saw 8,000 more seats getting added, and the club it set a new Premier League record on 26 March 2006, where it saw 69,070 fans coming. The record was pushed steadily upwards before reaching its all-time peak on 31st March 2007, where 76,098 spectators saw Manchester United beat Blackburn 4-1. In 2009, reorganization of the seats reduced the seats by 225, and now they have the second highest attendance of European club, just behind Dortmund. So now let's get back on track. We're at Busby years, 1945 to 1969. This was one of Manchester United's most successful periods. It all started in October 1945 when Matt Busby was hired as manager. He led Manchester United to second league place finishes in 1947, 1948, and in that same season, 1948, they won the FA Cup, and also in 1949. In In 1952, the club won the first division, its first league title in 41 years. They won back-to-back league titles in 1956 and 57, and the squad, who had an average age of 22, they were nicknamed the Busby Babes. In 1957, Manchester United became the first English team to compete in the European Cup. They lost in the semi-finals of the European Cup to Real Madrid, and it was during Bob's years the club got its biggest ever victory, beating Belgian champions Anderlecht 10-0. The following season, on the way home from a European Cup quarter-final game against West Ham Belgrade, was when the Munich air disaster happened on the 6th February 1958. It claimed 23 lives, including 8 players, and injured several more. Matt Bobsey recovered from his injury and rebuilt the team in the 1960s by signing players like Dennis Law and Pat Craren, who combined with the next generation of youth players, including George Best, to win the FA Cup in 1963, the title in 65 and 67, and made history by becoming the first English team to win the European Cup when they won it in 1968, beating Benfica 4-1 in the final. Matt Bobsey's team that won the European Cup contained 3 European Footballers of the Year in Bobby Charlton, Dennis Law, and George Best. Matt Bobsey resigned as manager in the year 1969. So now let's continue. And now we've reached 1969 and 1986, which I like to call troubling times. Following Bobsey's retirement, Wolf McGuinness took over as manager, and his first season was the 1969-70 season, where Manchester United finished 8th, and a poor start to the 1970-71 season saw Matt Bobsey persuaded to resume managerial duties temporarily, and McGuinness returned to his position as a reserve team coach. In June 1971, Franco Faro was appointed as manager, but lasted less than 18 months before being replaced by Tommy Docherty in December 1972. Docherty saved Manchester United from relegation that season, only to see them relegated in 1974. By that time, the trio of Law, Best, and Charlton had left the club. The team won promotion at the first attempt and also lost in the FA Cup final in 1976. They reached the FA Cup final again in 1977, but this time they won, beating Liverpool in the final 2-1. Docherty was dismissed shortly after following the revelation of his affair with the club's physiotherapist wife. Dave Sexton became manager in the summer of 1977. During his 4-year stay at United, he won no trophy, and in 1981, Sexton was dismissed. He was replaced by Ron Atkinson. Under Atkinson, Manchester United won the FA Cup twice in 3 years, and in the 1985-86 season, after 13 wins and 2 draws in his first 15 games, they were favourites to win the league, but later finished 4th place. His bad start to the next season saw him sacked. And now we've come to the end of this video. This is half of it. This is part 1. Part 2 will come. I'll release part 2, and we'll release it how soon your support is. So if you guys can smash that button and a lot of views, share it to your friends. I'll release the part 2 soon, where they'll be looking about Ferguson early years, and we're going to have questions and answers with the Manchester United fan. So smash that like button. And it's been Football World. Thanks.